You know, when I was looking in the mirror, I thought I looked really cute, but now looking in the viewfinder, but it's too late to change. Hey everyone, it's Olivia and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. Like I mentioned, my name is Olivia, I'm 26 years old and I was diagnosed with autism a couple years ago at 24 years old, and here at my channel I try to make videos to bring awareness to females like me on the spectrum. I know I haven't posted a video in about a month and I'm really sorry about that, but I had a few big things happen in my life, so I'm gonna just give you a quick life update. If you don't care about this, please just skip over it. Hopefully you don't mind I'm saying something, but first things first, Alex and I got engaged. Holy smokes. And then I also launched two new businesses. One is my coaching, which I've been able to start coaching some of you guys and I'm having so much fun. So if you're interested in getting coached by me, I will leave a link to my website down below. I also launched my edible online cookie dough course. So if you're looking to start your own business, you can purchase my courses online on how to start your very own business and become your very own boss, which I'll leave a link to that option down below too. Okay, so now jumping into the actual video, I'm going to be talking today about some tips on how you can better cope with your autism. I'm going to go over 6 tips that could just hopefully potentially make your life a little easier and less stressful if you're autistic and having trouble coping with your traits and your symptoms. So for tip number 1, if you deal with bad sensory issues, things you can do to kind of lessen those is, if you have a really sensitive hearing, wear earplugs or headphones in your ears when out in public or even at home. If things at home bug you, don't be ashamed or embarrassed. I do that when I go out, like when I go to the movie theaters, I literally wear earplugs, those orange little squishy things in my ear. Hopefully I don't embarrass my now fiance Alex, but no, he doesn't care, even though I'm like, people probably think I'm so weird that I'm out to the movies with headphones in, but it just makes the movie bearable for me, because if not, I'd be like really in pain and just extremely uncomfortable throughout the movie. I also do this in busy grocery stores or malls, especially like Target when it's really packed. Usually I'll wear like little earbuds and listen to music, and this one allows me not to hear loud noises or screaming babies or whatever it may be that could overwhelm me, but also it just helps relax me and not pay attention to the crowds that I don't like. If you have really sensitive eyes, something you can do is wear sunglasses, and you can even do so at all times of the day and even indoors if your eyes are really sensitive. I actually do this a lot, and I'm sure people are like, why are you wearing sunglasses? But I just say that I'm taking after my favorite Formula 1 driver, Kimi Räikkönen, because he's literally always wearing sunglasses at all times, and his are super dark. But my tip and what I do is to go to the store or online or wherever and find a more light tinted sunglass so that you can wear them inside or as it's getting darker outside, so they're not super dark and make things like hard to see. You could have like 2 pairs. Like I have 1 pair that are darker that I wear when it's really sunny out, and then I have another pair that I can put on when it's getting darker out or indoors. If you have sensitivities to like textures and stuff, make sure you wear clothes that aren't bothering you. Make sure you wear soft clothes or whatever kind of clothes you like, and don't force yourself to wear things that are trendy or, in style or whatever. And if you have to wear a uniform at work, try to find ways around making it as comfortable as possible, because the last thing you want to do is wear clothes that are irritating you, because that's just going to drain your battery and make you overwhelmed and could potentially cause you to have a meltdown or something. So just a few things for sensory issues that you could try that will hopefully help you out in those departments. And just remember too, with all of these, don't be embarrassed by doing this. Like, if it helps you, that's all that matters. It literally doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, so just own whatever you're doing. Tip number 2 is take breaks. Now, I kind of just made a whole video about this, which I'll link up above, about taking mental health breaks, but And I'm totally talking about that, but even just like little breaks, like 10 minutes here and there throughout your day to prevent you from getting really stressed or overwhelmed and potentially going into a meltdown or into burnout long term. So make sure with whatever you're doing, even if it's something fun, make sure you are giving yourself proper breaks. And when I say take a break, I don't mean go hang out with friends or something like that. That is, once again, making you exert energy. You basically are trying to save some energy, so go be alone, go listen to some relaxing music, take a power nap, something like that. And if you're not able to do this because you have work or school or whatever like that and your schedule is not so flexible, even going to the bathroom and sitting in there for 5 minutes could be all you need to get through your day. Also, take breaks from social media. I know it's really hard and I totally need to take breaks from social media, but just take a break from your phone for a day or even an hour or at night or something to, one, like give your eyes and brain a rest from just staring at a screen all day, and because social media can be super toxic and stuff, and so it's just a great way to kind of cleanse your brain and make it not compare yourself to other people and feel like you need to be doing certain things to seem cool or whatever. So definitely don't forget to take breaks from social media and your phone. Tip number 3, learn how to say no. I am terrible at saying no and I'm basically too polite, but I'm telling you, learn how to say no. It's really gonna help. I personally have a hard time saying no because I was just raised to be really polite and I don't want to be rude or come off as a party pooper or something, but I'm telling you right now, stop thinking like that. Allow yourself to say no and just allow yourself to put yourself first. If your friends are saying like, hey, let's go out today, or hey, let's talk on the phone, or whatever it is, and you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, you're in burnout, you're ready to have a meltdown, or even if you're just like don't want to do it, whatever it may be, you don't have to like even give them a reason. You can just be like, hey, no thanks so much for the offer, but I'm not feeling like it right now. Getting diagnosed with autism has actually allowed me and given me the strength to say no, because I feel like I have an excuse, for lack of a better word. It's not that I'm using my autism as an excuse, but it at least gives the person or people that I'm saying no to like a reason as to why I'm saying no. They could better understand it themselves. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the other person thinks. If they understand, if they don't understand, if they make you feel bad about that, that's on them. It's basically, you just need to put yourself first and be able to say no to keep yourself regulated. Tip number 4, go and see a therapist and start going to therapy. I've been going to therapy pretty consistently since I was 13 years old, and it has absolutely helped me deal with my traits of autism. I didn't know they were autistic traits till I was 24, but still I was autistic, I just didn't know, so I still had all my symptoms and traits. And going to a therapist, I cannot highly recommend enough. It's one thing to talk to friends and family, but going to a licensed professional who really knows what they're talking about and who is unbiased and can give you honest and real feedback and real tips and tricks is so amazing. And it just feels good to vent and get it out to somebody. And so I truly highly recommend. Tip number 5, do things that you like doing to help counterbalance doing the things that you don't like doing. Now, I'm sure you're thinking like, well, duh, I do that, but I just wanted to reiterate how important it is, because, you know, for every thing that you do that is really draining, try to do something that brings you energy and brings you happiness in life. So obviously like your special interests or getting a little bit of exercise. And I personally don't really like exercising, but I try to push myself to do it because it brings me happy endorphins and just makes me feel really good afterwards. So even if it's a 10-minute walk, try to go on a 10-minute walk every day, every other day, whatever it may be, to just try to bring you some more energy and counterbalance the, work or school or chores or whatever you have to do that you hate doing. And the way I'm kind of describing this goes back to the spoon method, which if you don't know what that is, definitely take a look online about it, and maybe I'll do a video about it in the future. But it's basically when for every thing you do that you don't like doing and that pulls energy out of you, you do something that you love doing that puts energy back into you to keep yourself balanced. And for the final tip today, tip number 6, start journaling. And this kind of goes back to what I said in tip number 4 about therapy, about getting things out. But say, you aren't going to therapy, or you're not going to see your therapist for another week or however long it may be, and you're just feeling really overwhelmed and stressed and like you're gonna explode, you're gonna have a meltdown or whatever it may be. Try to journal and get everything that's bottled up out, just word vomit onto the page. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be cohesive. It doesn't have to be in perfect sentences and wording. Just get what you're feeling out. Whatever is going through your head, just get it out. You can write this by hand. You can type it on a computer. You can write it on your phone in a notes app or whatever, but just however you want to go about writing, just get it out and just go until you have nothing else to do. If you feel like you could just keep going forever, maybe set a time limit, play some music, and then when that music stops, maybe it's time to stop journaling or whatever it may be. But just it really feels good to just get it out, because it's like you're venting and you're just kind of venting to yourself. So you can literally say anything because nobody else is gonna see this. So you don't have to worry about hurting people's feelings or saying things maybe you shouldn't say or that you could regret later, because you're just getting it out and it's for your eyes only. So don't be afraid to really tell the truth and get really truly what you're thinking out onto a piece of paper or onto a computer or whatever it may be, just to try to make yourself feel better when you have no other options, when you don't have a therapy session, you don't have anyone to talk to or whatever it may be. Just try to get it out. And you don't have to do this every day. I know a lot of people, they wake up and they journal for 10 minutes, or before they go to bed they journal for a little bit, or they journal 1 page every day. You don't have to set a schedule. I don't like setting myself up on a schedule because then I feel really anxious and bad if I mess up and skip a day. So you don't have to set a strict routine if you don't want to. If you do, go for it. But you can just say when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm gonna journal, or whatever it may be, whatever suits you best, go for it. I highly recommend, because it's just, the page doesn't judge you. You can just get it out, and afterwards, I promise you're gonna feel better. So I highly recommend doing that as well. Okay, so those are my 6 tips for the day on how to better cope with your autism and just keep yourself regulated and balanced and hopefully happier all around in your life. If you liked these tips, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I so appreciate your guys' continued support. I'm so excited that, my videos keep growing and my audience keeps growing so that I can keep bringing awareness, and I'm so grateful. And if you want me to do more tips and tricks down the road in another video, also let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much, guys. As always, God bless, and I will see you soon.